So we're back in action at match number 12 between the Ndovu Crushers and the Mahadev Strikers. For the toast today, we have Mr. Paresh Karai from Mahadev Strikers and the two captains, Tanzil Sheikh and Chirag Sisodiya. Tanzil Sheikh, captain of Ndovu Crushers, is going to call for the toss. The honours shall be done by Mr. Paresh. Youth League is the call. Samaj it is. So captain of the Ndovu Crushers have won the toss. I'll have a few words to Tanzil. Tanzil? Sorry. Captain Chirag has won the toss. Chirag, તમે ટોસ જીતી ગયા. આ પીચ ઉપર તમારે શું લેવું છે પેલું?
બેટિંગ કરશું અમે.
એનો એક કાંઈ રીઝન બેટિંગ કરવા માટે?
વિકેટ સારી લાગે છે. કાલે જે રમાણી એ વિકેટ ઉપર જ છે, તો અમે એક સારો સ્કોર કરવાની ટ્રાય કરશું.
તો કાલેની ગેમ જે રમાણી એમાં 200 રન થયા, 210 ને સામેની ટીમ જે હતી ચેઝ કરતી હતી ખાલી 2 રનથી હારી. તોય પણ તમે એવું જોવા લાગે કે પેલી બેટિંગ કરવાની આમાં બરોબર છે?
પહેલા એવું છે કે અમે પ્રેશર એ લોકો પર લાવવા માંગીએ છીએ કે બધી મેચમાં અમે 2 મેચમાં અમે ટાર્ગેટ ચેસ કર્યો છે, તો આ વખતે અમે નવી સ્ટ્રેટેજીથી અમે આગળ વધશું.
એકદમ સરસ. કાંઈ ટીમમાં ચેન્જીસ?
હર્ષદીપની જગ્યાએ જસરાજ રમે છે.
So one change for the Mahadev Strikers. I'll have a few words with the captain of the Ndovu Crushers. Tanzil, welcome back. So Mahadev have won the toss and they're batting first. Anything different for you?
Not really. I think we got the decision we wanted from the toss. We'd have looked to ball first.
So looking at the wickets, and if you see the past 2 days, a total of over 700 runs have been scored on this wicket. Looking at that, what total are you looking at restricting the Mahadev Strikers?
I think seeing that it's a good wicket, we'll be looking to restrict them to about 160, 180. But let's see.
So obviously we have a change in your team as you come back in from the national duty. Any other change?
Yeah, so I come in for home and Vishal comes in for Ashwin. Those are the 2 changes.
So 2 changes for the Ndovu Crushers. And that is the news from the centre. The Mahadev Strikers have won the toss and elected to bat first.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sri Kachila Patel Samaj for the LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League Season 2. Game number 12 between the Mahadev Strikers and Ndovu Crushers. Mahadev Strikers winning the toss, electing to bat first. So the Kenyan nationals are back from their national duties. So Nitin Arvind and Chirag Sisodiya opening the batting for the Ndovu Crushers. And Sahil Halai almost a run out here. Safe back, Chirag Sisodiya converting the dot ball to 2 runs. So fielder down there protected by Sahil Halai. Surprisingly only going for, so they've gone for 2 runs. Up the over, playing a drive to Haseen. So first over, 7 for no loss. So the new ball will be shared by Tanzil Sheikh alongside with Sahil Halai from the school end. Just back from the national duty from Uganda. Flying there by Ravi not getting a hand. A good effort there by Ravi behind the wicket. Just bowling outside off stump. Chirag just trying to go hard at Tanzil. Ball moving away.
So Vishal, you can see that Tanzil is getting a bit of late movement, which is making the batsman try and play a bit earlier, and then the ball just nips out, and that is where he got the first outside edge. Very unfortunate that Ravi couldn't grab that. That would have been a very brilliant breakthrough for the Ndovu Crushers.
Could have been something positive for Ndovu Crushers here. In swing delivery coming in to Chirag Sisodiya. Some slope behind the wicket from Ravi Rabadia.
So very excellent ball there by Tanzil. An in-swinging delivery. Chirag was premeditating this ball to be similar to the previous out-swinging deliveries, charging down, and has been locked for room. Trying to go over the off. Nitin Arvind. The umpire had signalled a wide. What a pickup shot that is. The bottom hand coming in play. And that's the first maximum for the Mahadev Strikers from the blade of Nitin Arvind. This time round, a leg pitched delivery by Tanzil, trying to look for the ball to move away from the left-hander. But the bottom hand coming in play. A great pick. And also playing it on the shorter end of the field. So the lefty-righty combination here for the Mahadev Strikers definitely can explore the shorter end for a longer period of overs, as long as this pair is in the crease. So straight away Tanzil Sheikh makes a move. He's now going to come and bowl round the wicket to Nitin Arvind. A ball yet to come for over number 2. Mahadev Strikers, 15 runs for no loss. And a welcome boundary after a brilliant 6 there from Nitin Arvind. This time round, opening up his arms over the own off-field, playing it with the merit of the ball. The out-swinging delivery to the left-hander has been punished over covers.
So Tanzil Sheikh starting well. But unfortunately, the two deliveries have made a lot of difference. And Mahadev Strikers cruising on 19 runs.
Back for his second over. Sahil Halai. And good running between the wickets. That would have been a run out, definitely. The keeper really not sure of where the stumps were. The throw was a bit wider. But this was going to give Chirag trouble. The pick and throw straight away. And you can see there, miles away. Oh, what a tough call would have been. Would have been really tough there for Chirag. And a great ball there from Sahil. Right on the money. Straight away with a slow ball there, Sahil. With a wicket like this, definitely the variation will come in play. It was a fuller ball, but there was no pass in it that Chirag could convert it to a boundary. Once again coming down the wicket, unable to get his timing today. Chirag struggling there. Chirag struggling quite a bit. At this moment he should be looking at rotating the strike, giving the strike to Nitin Arvind, who's already managed to get a boundary 4 and a 6. That's the way. Playing it with the soft hands towards the third man. Picks up the single. Very, very sloppy there from the opening pair of the Mahadev Strikers. A great ball there from Sahil onto the pads, not giving any room to Nitin Arvind, and straight away tries to take a quick single, but the non-striker Chirag wasn't there. Oh yes, it wasn't a run anywhere. Brilliant stuff there from the bowler. And the Mahadev Strikers losing their first wicket on a total of 22 runs after 3 overs. A great over there from Sahil Halai, just giving out 3 runs.
After 3 overs, Mahadev Strikers on 22 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Incoming batsman for Mahadev Strikers, Harendra Chirag.
Hey, baby, helmet. Ravinu.
So Haren walking in to replace Nitin Arvind, throwing his wicket. So Hasin Varsani comes in very early in the power play.
So the two right-handers are now on the crease. And straight away bringing in the off spinner and giving him the long side of the boundary to bowl with, asking the batsman to go hard at him and see whether they can clear the longer side of the boundary. Waiting for the ball there, Chirag. A let cut there. 4 runs through the point region. Playing it on the wickets. On top of the off stump. Taking his time. That's a welcome boundary to Chirag.
So Ndovu's definitely having a lot of bowling courtesy of Tanzil and Vishal Patel coming back to the side. Chirag just getting surprised by the umpire, not giving a no ball. The covers. The second boundary of the over for Chirag. Just moving away, the ball coming slight in, using the same position. Once again, a short delivery. Some fantastic fielding there by Dhruv Vaghjiani. So Haren will be facing the first delivery, trying to sneak a quick run. 4 overs, 31 for the loss of 1.
After 4 overs, Mahadev Strikers on 31 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Coming back to bowl the 5th over for Ndovu Crushers, the captain, Tanzil Sheikh.
So Tanzil Sheikh coming from the other side, switching towards the botanical garden, charging down, up in the air. Good fielding there by Mehul. So 2 runs. So Chirag just trying to go for Tanzil Sheikh. So the ball just moving away from Chirag Sisodiya. Chirag Sisodiya not happy here. Once again charging down. Tanzil Sheikh just trying to bowl outside the off stump, but the ball swinging away. This time around, no hesitation from the umpire, widening the arms. Once again charging down, Chirag getting the middle of the bat, and a huge one out of the park. So there is a boundary check here. So that's the final verdict. It's a 6. Once again charging down, Chirag Sisodiya. Same result, out of the park. Just charging down. So Tanzil Sheikh being very expensive here of the second over. Yet a final ball to be bowled. 26. Bowling outside off again. Just a single. Good fielding there by Ganesh. 5 overs, 47 for 1.
For the loss of 1 wicket.
So Harsin Varsani
Ndovu Crushers.
6th over at 47 for 1. Chirag Sisodiya on 31. Moving away once again. Slight face being opened by Chirag. And that's a boundary. Near the pavilion, bounced. Another boundary here from the bat of Chirag Sisodiya. Cracking shot outside the off stump. Chirag now looking very dangerous.
Wait.
So far, Haren just facing one delivery.
What a wonderful shot is the bottom hand coming in play for Chirag Sisodiya. And a half century once again for Sisodiya. Leading the way for the Mahadev Strikers, setting an example as a captain. Vishal, in the first 3 overs, Chirag only 7 runs in 13 balls. In the next 17 deliveries, he's come up with 53 runs.
So the moment over there, he has flown with the bat to go over the case of whatever is being bowled by the
last 12 balls for Chirag Sisodiya, he's managed to runs. What a player he is. In the early overs, was struggling a bit with the movement, but come back up stronger. Just getting a single. Haren did the show from the other side. 3 overs.
Great running there between the. So 8 of the over so far. So once again, Vishal also coming back high in the air. Is it? That's over the park.
This time round, Skyer almost felt like it hasn't cleared the ground. But Chirag Sisodiya, very confident, played the shot over the cameraman. And once again, Chirag Sisodiya putting in all the efforts for the Mahadev Strikers. During the toss, the captain of the Ndovu Crushers mentioned that he is happy to restrict the Mahadev Strikers for a total of 108. The last 2 days, the wicket has played so brilliantly. Once again, up in there. Definitely out of a park. There. Another ball out of a park. So, it's becoming very interesting. The wicket has played its part for the last 3 days. The day before yesterday, we had a score of 175 runs being chased down in just 14 overs. Yesterday, a humongous total of 209 was taken till the wire. Managed to score 207 runs, and they just lost by 2 runs. And today, we can already see at 6.5 overs, the total is 80 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. So this over so far has gone for 20 runs. Three consecutive sixes and a hat-trick of 6s there for Chirag Sisodiya. He's making this look very easy. To play Vishal is not as easy as it looks like, but it's the brilliance it is. So changing the bowling, Dhruv Vaghjiani. Spinner has been brought into the attack, and the first ball just leaving the outside edge of Harai's bat. ball once again, same way. Nicely played between the two fielders at point and the covers. And 2 runs for grabs. 5 balls, 3 runs. What over it is for the Ndovu Crushers of Dhruv. Let's see how Chirag plays Dhruv. With Marit. Looks like Chirag says, it's okay if I don't target one of your bowlers.
Massive batting there by Chirag Sisodiya. Ganesh coming in. Old in this tournament. We've seen him for the first time. So it's a slow delivery. Almost run out there again. 2 runs taken there. So flick shot there by Chirag Sisodiya. Mid-wicket region this time around. Banging shot.
So 100 up in just 8.4 overs for the Mahadev Strikers. Look at the way they're just looking at scoring. With the current run rate of 11.5, they can definitely score a total of 230 runs. Can they surpass the highest total of this tournament today, which was set by the Playmasters yesterday of 209 runs in 20 overs? Played it on the longer side of the boundary. Haran. Good running between the wickets. 2 runs easily taken there. 13 runs off the over. 103 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. So 1 more over before we go to the strategic timeout. Can it bring a difference, the strategic timeout? Match summary. Chirag Sisodiya, 81 runs off 40 deliveries. Nitin Arvind losing his wicket on 13, just of 5 balls, and Harendra Kerai playing on 6, giving the support that Chirag wants and making sure he spends most of the time with Chirag so that at the end of the innings he can also become the master blaster. Chirag trying to charge down, yokes himself. Once again a good ball there from Dhruv. A quicker delivery there from Dhruv. Not happy with the short selection there, you can see there from his face. And just able to get a single. What a wonderful shot that is from Haran Karai. A slog sweep there over the square leg region. Played it in the same region this time round. A ground short delivery just for a single. Call for a no ball. And the umpire has signaled a no ball. There could have been a run out. Yes, indeed. The umpire signals a no ball. Very lucky there for Chirag. So Chirag trying to go over, trying to get the maximum. But the umpire says otherwise. And the free hit has been flicked over the third man region for a boundary 6. That's bringing Chirag Sisodiya to 90 runs.
So we are back after the strategic timeout. There's a good game shaping up here between Mahadev and Ndovu Crushers. There's a change in bowling. Change in here, Harendra. Top catch here. Is a drop catch. Was it Donta there? Looks like it. He's usually a very safe fielder. Even the keeper, and so is the bowler, because he's a very safe hands. Safe, usually drops and miss many. This would be a great life for Harendra Kerai. Remember last game, Harendra and Chirag had a great partnership, and I believe they want to consolidate position as well.
Definitely yes, and it's like 10 deliveries or so. Harendra was just enjoying the show from the other side of the wicket. When mind blowing, tried to go for it. Was written 6 and 4 all over the ball.
I was just looking at the numbers, and it showed 7 fours and 7 sixes in 90 runs that he has scored. So I can only imagine that he had already entertained the crowd. The batsman, he saw the opportunity that the bowler had changed. He decided to come round the wicket and immediately latches onto it. He sees an opportunity. He's expecting the same trajectory bowlers are bowling, and goes down on his knee and decides to scoop it.
What a way to play. He knew that fine leg fielder was short, and he had no risk at playing the short. This time round, what a shot through the extra covers.
This has already been a great over for the Mahadev Strikers, who are looking relentless. They seem to have been continuing from where they stopped last game after a great victory against the Playmasters when it was Chirag Sisodiya getting a century. Looks like he's poised to get another one. But I understand he was given a life beginning of the game.
Yes, I believe he was just at around 2 runs. In the second over's first ball, the ball moved slightly later, a ledge swing for Tanzil Sheikh. He tried to go for the drive, got a thicker edge on it. Yes, the keeper Ravi tried on his right hand, flew, but wasn't able to grab the ball.
It is those catches that really changes the course of any game, especially when you have the likes of Chirag Sisodiya. Even you would want to latch on to those half chances, because you know that he is not a batsman who would give you many chances. He didn't look like he's going to give chances to anyone. Just short of a length delivery, but Ganesh using a little bit of extra strength from he uses a bit of shoulder, so it slightly hurries up on Chirag. Otherwise he would have smoked it to the cow corner.
Looking at the pitch, how it's played for the last 3 days, it's a much flatter wicket. We've not seen a wicket like this at Kachilava, to be real. It's the efforts that have been put down to create a wicket like this from the groundsman and the team. We must say it's a mind-blowing wicket, and everyone is enjoying to play on such a wicket.
No, clearly this is a great effort from the entire groundsman and the support staff. But I can tell you honestly, there's been a slight change in the way the games are being approached, especially over the last 2-3 days. We have seen that the teams batting first, teams are encouraged now to bat first, which wasn't the case in the first 8 or 9 games, where majority of the teams wanted to chase, and it was the chasing teams who were winning. I think slightly there was a change in the wicket, and that they realized it's getting better to bat. They saw yesterday almost 200 runs, no, in fact 210 runs chased down by Nairobi Capitals. In fact, at the end of the day, it was just a little bit of inches they missed. That last hit from Hitesh Singhani, which almost was getting past the boundary rope. Should that have been a 6, we would have been seeing the first power play. So it was one of the most interesting game that we saw yesterday. So precisely coming back from that kind of a match, it is certainly, this would have encouraged the captain, Chirag Sisodiya, to decide to bat first after winning the toss today.
Definitely, and Chirag was like the first two games, yes, they've won chasing. So this time around, they said that they want to put their batsmen into a task, because when you're chasing, you only have your top order batting. That's up in there, and it's a wicket. Chirag Sisodiya goes out on 91 runs.
Look at the crowd, the jubilation from the fans of Ndovu Crushers and the team. And it is the young Yash Talati, promising youngster, promising bowler for Kenya team. A good young lad with a great head on his shoulders. Didn't shy away from tossing it up. It dipped onto him. Chirag trying to execute the same shot that he was so successfully executing it in the previous game. Stepping away, creating room and hitting it over extra cover. This time round, he had reduced the speed of the ball. There was no much speed, rather it was, he tossed it up, not allowing the batsman to go through the shot, and this is why he did not clear it through. But still a great innings from Chirag Sisodiya. He's given a standing ovation by his teammates. It was caught on the boundary, good catch by the fielder, and this marks the return of Chirag Sisodiya back to the pavilion, and team Ndovu Crushers seems elated at this point in time.
Definitely, Prasad, and I think the wicket of Chirag is now going to make a difference of a total of 200 to a total of, let's say, 180 now.
You see, look, they're already going at not even 11, 12 runs per over. Yesterday I saw Nairobi Capitals going at 11 runs per over. I think earlier they were, when even Playmasters, when they batted first, they were going at almost 11 runs per over. But this time around, we are seeing 12 runs per over. This is, so match by match, the batsmen are extremely encouraged. They realize that they are now trusting the bounce on the wicket, they're trusting the pace of the wicket, and they are not shying away from going for their shots. They want to back their strength, and they want to, they know that there is one side is a shorter boundary. They want to target that and they want to clear it.
For sure, and that is what we were even speaking with Vishal at the beginning of the innings when we had Nitin Arvind and Chirag who opened for the Mahadev Strikers. Nitin Arvind being a left-hander, Chirag being a right-hander. Both of them from either end would have got a shorter boundary, and that would make the shortest boundary available for the period of 20 overs or the overs that the two batsmen would have been in crease. Unfortunately, Nitin hurries up his shot, playing it back to the bowler and just kicks off like he's running for a 100-meter sprint. He had the gunshot and he's like, yeah, 100 meters. And unfortunately couldn't get back to his crease, losing his wicket.
Yeah, I think he was looking good. I saw the scores. He hit a 6, he hit a good boundary. So he was looking, I think he was already on 13 runs from a meager 7 or 8 deliveries. So he was looking poised. This was a good wicket. He would have certainly been very upset with himself, having missed out a great opportunity, because this is a great paradise for batsmen. The wicket seems to be so flat that the batsmen are really trusting the bounce and the pace of the wicket. They're just going through with their shots, not shying away from playing those shots, and this is what good to see. And Harendra trying to sweep it.
So what an over this is from Yash Talati, just giving out 3 runs and picking up the much awaited wicket of the captain of the Mahadev Strikers, Chirag Sisodiya.
The way Ndovu Crushers was celebrating, it was a prized wicket. It was a treasure. They were really wanting Chirag Sisodiya to go back. We could hear a roar from the crowd. I suppose those are the supporters of Ndovu Crushers who really were happy to see Chirag going back, because he can get really destructive. Because especially once he gets past 100, he would be looking to hit every ball for a boundary. And he was looking set, he's someone who plays across. He's got a lot of shots. He plays a pull shot, he gets the lofted shots, he gets the drives, he gets a cut. I mean, you name the shot in the book and he can play that. And that's the beauty of the batsman. And Viraj now opening his account. In fact, he was on 2. This is a good sweep shot. Realizing the length was slightly short of a good length. Goes down on his one knee and decides to sweep it between the two fielders. Gets him good 4 runs. This is going to give him a good boost of confidence. He had a good start in the previous game. Unfortunately, he could not capitalize. He showed some great fielding last game. Unfortunately, he was also slightly injured, but he pulled off a brilliant catch, going to his wrong side in the last game. I believe it was a catch of Harish Asani that he took. Good young lad. That's another single there. Vishal Patel. He was hit for 28 runs in 1 over.
26 runs in 1 over. And that was courtesy of Chirag Sisodiya. The last 3 balls was a hat-trick of 6s.
He was taken to the cleaners. That means Chirag Sisodiya, I missed that over.
That was over number 7. Just after the power play, when the field has been opened up. And it was the confidence of Chirag that every ball he was going for it at hard and making sure that the ball flies out of the park. I believe in that particular over, the organizers have lost at least 4 to 5 balls out of the park.
My God. Now Harendra Kerai deciding to go the aerial route. There's some sloppy fielding. This would not be appreciated by the bowler. He's already on 31 runs for 1.4, and while he was trying to just get an over right on the money, unfortunately not supported well by the fielder. This is definitely not good cricket. And look, the misfield have come from Sahil Alai. He's a good young lad, good fielder. Rare misfield from him.
It's the pressure of the scoreboard that is asking the fielders to do all this. Look at that for a shot. A ball turning away from Harendra. He rocks back, plays it over the extra covers. What a brilliant shot that is. Look at the replay. Pitched it away, much away.
This is not the line that he would be expecting to bowl, because there's a lot of room offered for someone like Harendra, who likes to hit, he likes to cut it, and he likes to hit it over extra cover. This is easily a welcome delivery from his perspective. But having said that, if they would have restricted Harendra, he goes the aerial route again, but he finds a no man's land.
I feel the previous ball that was hit for a boundary, definitely, as you said, is not a ball that was meant to be bowled. You don't even have a field for that, and it's like a free hit for Harendra Kerai.
But being fair on the bowler, if the previous delivery would have been a single, then you would have had Viraj coming on strike, and maybe the next ball might not have gone to the boundary. Because you have to understand, Harendra is already playing on past 30 runs. He's already faced more than 22 deliveries, whereas you have Viraj, who's much newer on the crease. He's not yet got his eyes set. So I think sometimes the fielders needs to, not sometimes, all the time, the fielders are expected to support the bowler. If not, we could see a similar scenario like what we saw last over.
So Yash Talati in for his second and the 14th over for the Ndovu Crushers. So when we were talking about the first few games for each franchise that they were looking at bowling first, it was, I feel they were trying to still compose their team, understand on the particular roles that each player is playing in their team. Because all these players have been picked in an auction, they don't play together, they all play in different places, they all play for different clubs, they all have different roles. So with that information, definitely the first 2 games, it was kind of that everyone was trying to bowl first. Look at that for a shot. Charging down an inside out shot to a left arm spin. Not the easiest shots to play, but Viraj makes it just so simple.
See, this is something that if players can develop, this is a very handy shot, especially against the left arm spinner. This is a great weapon, because those who can play those inside out shots against a left arm spinner really puts a lot of pressure on the left arm spinner, because then he is left up with not bowling a lot of his stock delivery, which is the one which is turning away from the righty batsman, and then they are attacking. This is exactly what Chirag was also successfully doing. Last game, he would have hit about 5 or 6 maximums in the same direction, in the same area against the left arm spinner. So this is brilliant batting. And now the previous delivery, he wanted to go for it. There's a reverse sweep. Goes all the way. Reminds me of Shubham Patel. Couple of days ago, Shubham was hitting reverse sweeps. Sixes after sixes. And Viraj, realizing it was a shorter boundary there, goes for it. Hits it all the way. This is good cricket from Viraj. He was looking to attack. He wants to be the aggressor, and why not? He realizes that his captain has already given them a platform from where they can now go the full Monty. Umpire signaling 4 runs. There was a bit of a confusion. Now right on the money there. Hits it to the fielder, gets a single. He was looking. This is good batting from Viraj. He wanted to attack Yash Talati on the second delivery. Got a low full toss. Didn't manage to get the elevation nor the distance. Found the fielder. Hit it past the bowler. Got 2 runs. But the next one, an inside out shot followed by a reverse sweep. Get him another boundary. This has been a good over so far in the context of the game for Mahadev Strikers, getting them almost 15 runs, because the previous over Yash Talati went for only 3 runs.
Definitely. So that means that the wicket of Chirag has not made any difference to the batting of the Mahadev Strikers. Still targeting the 12 runs per over run rate. So after 14 overs, they had 168 runs. If you look at the strike rates for the Mahadev striking batsmen, everyone is playing over 167. A strike rate of over 167.
This is crazy hitting. This is crazy. To be very honest with you, but at this point in time, I don't think even Ndovu Crushers would be looking at the way the wicket is right now. Unless there's a drastic change in the wicket, we don't expect it to be, because yesterday the wicket was even better batting in the second innings. So this is why they are now also going for the charge, because they realize that if you look at the team of Ndovu Crushers, they have the likes of Tanzil Sheikh, they have Ganesh Masurkar, they have Hiten Vekaria, Donta, so they have a good batting lineup as well. So they would definitely be coming after the bowling very hard. So which is why they want to maximize it. Yesterday 210 was almost chased down. And the difference between the winning and losing was just 2 runs. So this would be there in the mind of the batsman, and also there would be a strong message passed on by the captain that we want to maximize. I'm sure they would be even looking forward to make it a 220 or 230.
Look at that for a shot. He just walks in the wicket. Make sure he gets to the ball. Goes down on one knee. A slog sweep to cow corner for a maximum. Viraj is like a copy of Chirag Sisodiya right now for the Mahadev Strikers.
You know, the best part was he was new. He was just a couple of overs ago. Is
that a Dil scoop?
Absolutely. That was a Dil scoop. We saw him playing that in the previous game as well, getting the same result. Now, from where Chirag Sisodiya has left, this is some great batting from Viraj Deepak Jadhav. Dil scoop. He can play. He plays reverse sweep. He plays Dil scoop. He can play all kind of cheeky shots. And Raj, as he plays longer, you will see all kind of these shots from Viraj.
It looks like when Chirag was out and Deepak was brought in, Viraj Deepak once again coming into the wicket, making sure he gets to the ball. Another maximum there for Viraj Deepak Jadhav.
I really have a feeling of watching a tennis ball tournament right now, the way they are hitting. This is what we see in sixes. 6 over. Is it a T10? Where they're playing like a T10 right now. They're going after every delivery. And this is what I said. They want to maximize. They are not content with 200. They want to take it past 210 or even 220.
Look at the way Viraj Deepak is playing. 36 of 12. That's a strike rate of 300. Once again trying to play a cheeky shot there. Just getting the edge of it, the bottom, and get a single run there.
I think you need to feel for the spinners. I do not know. First of all, I think they're not getting any support from the wicket, and it's not turning much, because the spinners are being really punished here.
The way I saw Yash, Talati and Vishil bowl, yes, they were getting the spin in the wicket, but they were not utilizing the spin because they weren't bowling to the line and length required. You bowl away, the ball turns away. You bowl to the body, the ball comes towards you. So in that way, right now 15 overs, 186 runs.
I think the projected score is almost 248. That's a massive score.
I was just there before you came in, you walked in, I was like, are they really gonna break the record of the highest score that was scored yesterday? Yesterday, the highest score was broken for the previous day of 175.
That's a reverse sweep there. There's no fielder there, and this is yet another boundary.
Viraj Deepak is just making it very difficult for the bowlers to try and bowl to which area, because you trying to bowl to your field, you trying to bowl to where you've placed your fielders, but Viraj is just playing you on the opposite direction.
You know, and I'm certainly impressed with the way this Mahadev Strikers team has also been playing. Because if you look at the whole tournament, the two teams that has impressed the most is one is Nairobi Capitals, followed by Mahadev Strikers. These have been the team to beat. Unfortunately, Nairobi Capitals lost their first game yesterday after a valiant fight, chasing 210 runs. But it would be interesting to see how the Ndovu Crushers are going to come back, because they have already lost one game. They would want to win this game to keep their hopes alive.
Trying to walk in, definitely gets some bat over there. He gets an extra boundary. He's on 45 of just 15 deliveries.
Now we
we
are
looking
approaching
at
the fastest 50,
50?
because it was 21 deliveries. It was a joint fastest 50 between Chirag Sisodiya and Mohit Java. This is under threat right now.
Under threat. He just requires 5 runs. Even in the next 5 balls,
yes. So
he's still going to be the quickest or the fastest 50 for Viraj Jadhav
we
so
might
far.
just be witnessing the fastest 50 right now.
Everywhere smiles around the Mahadev Strikers.
And you see the quality of tournament right now, you know, with each passing game, the cricket is becoming so intense. The competition is becoming so intense that records are being broken day in and day out.
What do you want to say about this shot?
And it is broken. This is the fastest.
One more.
Oh, is it
Prasad,
one run?
more.
Okay, sorry, I
He's
just got
on
a bit
49.
excited.
I hope your commentator's curse doesn't come back.
I hope so too.
You've spoken a bit too early. Let's just cross our fingers. Let's give the 50 to Viraj Jadhav just after delivery.
You know, it's
again,
been absolute pleasure to sit here in this box. Trust me, Raj.
Boundaries.
It's the way the games are being played. It's been an absolute pleasure here, because we've been actually treated to some great cricketing action here at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj, because each passing game is so beautiful to see the quality of the cricket, that some great shots being played by batsmen, some great
cheeky shot there. Is that the 4th one? Yes, it is. And that's the fastest 50 so far of the tournament, of just 17 deliveries from Viraj Deepak Jadhav.
And I am glad that there is no commentator's curse here. He managed to get his 50. And you look at this over also shaping up. 4 balls, 4 boundaries. Are we going to witness 6 boundaries in one over? We saw 6 sixes from Yuvraj Singh. Are we going to see 6 fours here?
With the way Viraj is going, he's playing around with the field of the Ndovu Crushers. Definitely, we might see. Look at the score. It's past 200 already in the 15th over.
This is crazy.
Straight down the ground. And that's another boundary.
My God, this is
in the Nova.
This is carnage here. This is demolition from the bat of Viraj Deepak Jadhav. 5 fours. The whole crowd is standing up. We have stood up from our chairs. Now we are waiting for the 6th one. Could this be the first over which goes for 6 fours? 5 deliveries, 5 fours. Let's watch the last delivery, ladies and gentlemen. We are in here for something special from the bat of Viraj Deepak Jadhav.
A quicker ball and it is! Oh my goodness!
This is history here. Fastest 50 and 6 fours in 1 over. 6 deliveries, everything went past to the boundary. 6 fours hit in 1 over, courtesy Viraj Deepak Jadhav. Well, he seems to be stealing the show from his captain. This is really carnage, ladies and gentlemen. Some great Shri Kachileva Patel Samaj.
Prasad, let me tell you, when Chirag Sisodiya came out, I felt that the Mahadev Strikers were sending a different batsman into the crease. And then Chirag from the field, he's like, no, bring in the short guy. And the short guy he meant is Viraj Deepak. And look at the way he's played. Look at the way he's played. 19 balls, he's 61 runs, playing at a strike rate of 321 runs.
Now we know, Raj, why he wanted Viraj. He knew what Viraj's potential is. He know what Viraj could bring into this run total and not.
210 runs. The highest score has been chased, has been broken up.
Not yet, because this is the joint highest score so far, 210. Or was it 209? Sorry, then it was 209.
So the captain comes in to bowl the 17th over.
The captain Tanzil would be hoping that he can restrict them less than 230. If it goes past 240, it's a lot of pressure. We would also, now this man that you're seeing on the screen is also capable of something more destructive. He's a very destructive batsman, plays for the national team, Tanzil Sheikh. His team would be expecting him to go all guns blazing when they come back for chase, because this is already a big total to chase.
Smartly played there by Harendra. And once again, 2 runs taken there easily. Harendra, on the other hand, was in for batting.
Are we seeing Jasraj here?
Yes, indeed. It is Jasraj. Another super striker, I must say. I think the Mahadev Strikers are living to their name.
They are just unleashing one striker after another.
They've given their names Mahadev Strikers, and whichever batsman is coming in
is a striker. Seriously,
Yes.
this is some striking. Enormous amount of striking from them. And if Jasraj gets going, you can see fireworks all around the park. Good variation from Tanzil. This is good to see. This is good cricket here from the captain himself. He decides to bring himself on. There is no bowler today who was not taken to the cleaners. Raj, if you may look at the numbers, I'm sure the numbers won't lie. And those numbers are a testimony of the hitting that we have seen today from the Mahadev Strikers.
So last ball, a quick single there from the Mahadev Strikers. 216 for the loss of 3 wickets after 17 overs. 18 more deliveries to go. At least 30 more runs.
That's what my immediate gut feeling was also telling me the same thing. That if you are in the Mahadev Strikers camp, they would be expecting another 30 runs to come in, which would be a massive score to chase down. But definitely nothing is impossible in cricket. But however, for Ndovu Crushers, they would be hoping that at least their bowlers deliver the next 3 overs in a good manner, at least restricting them to another 18 runs, if not more. But that would be a big challenge, especially seeing Harendra Kerai already set on 46 from 29, and with him Jasraj, who can also cut loose any time with the kind of a shots that he plays, and he plays all round the ground. It would be a tough challenge for the bowlers of Ndovu Crushers.
So the Ndovu Crushers have 2 overs where the ground is longer on one side. 2 overs from that end. I think what they should be doing is bowl the variations here and there, bowl them to the wicket. Let the batsman go to you on the longer side. Yes, we know Jasraj is a power hitter, but he's new in the crease. it will be very difficult for him to pick up the slow delivery right away onto the body. If he tries to go for a big one, he can even end up giving up his wicket.
Jasraj charging down the track. He wants to send caution to the winds, announcing his arrival on the crease. But Ganesh Masurkar comes in. He would have had a word already with his captain, who would have told him to do some variation. But having said that, some great cricket here from the bat of
That's a
Harendra
boundary
Kerai.
for Haran Kerai and a 50 for him as well. We cannot even speak about Haran. It has been a brilliant knock. He's been on the supporting side, and wherever he's got his chance to play, he's made sure he's converted them into the boundaries.
Oh, absolutely, because he played a great knock last game again, along with Chirag Sisodiya, steadying the innings. You have to understand it is these knocks from the batsmen, because on the forefront, you might not see them to be the aggressor, but they are the ones who allows the aggressors to go after their business in a very, very cool manner, because on one side they hold the end very well. Having said that, there's a lofted shot from Harendra, finds the fielder there, still manages to get a single. So this is, words cannot define the quality of innings that Harendra has played. And he's been a great contributor there, along with Chirag Sisodiya for Team Mahadev Strikers. Bottom hand comes into play from Jasraj. Picks the ball outside the off stump, tries to heave it towards the cow corner, finds the fielder at long on, but he still manages to get 2 runs. This over is yet another, already 10 runs in this over with 1 more ball to go.
So Haran Kerai so far has been the neutral wire. We must say, in terms of electric, it's the neutral wire who gives support to the live wire that you're able to light up.
Absolutely, he is one cog that has supported the whole innings. And if you really look at it, you cannot undermine the efforts of Harendra Kerai, not just in this game, in the previous game as well.
So Ganesh Masurkar has gone for 40 runs in his 3 overs. Tanzil Sheikh coming back for the penultimate over, and is the last one for him. The next over, the 20th over, each and every bowler of the Ndovu Crushers has gone for runs. It's going to be very difficult for Tanzil to try and see who to bring in for the last over. It's a full toss, has been played through the mid-wicket region, and 4 runs for Jasraj. It's a welcome boundary for Jasraj.
There's no respite here for Ndovu Crushers. Not a delivery that you would have expected Tanzil to be bowling, and even he wouldn't have expected. Maybe he was trying the knuckle delivery again, but well expected, well weighted by Jasraj Kundi, and he decides to put it away. Now he comes for the quicker delivery. Almost could have gone either way, but a decision that went into the favor of the bowler. It was swaying down the wide line. Umpire just giving the benefit of doubt this time to the bowler.
I think it was a slight movement from the batsman trying to go in and trying to get the reach of the ball. This time round, once again, similar. But this time round, the umpire says, not really. So, yes, Tanzil has been penalized for that. But you can see this time round, the batsman reacted later after the release of the ball. So definitely a wide has to be given there.
Yes, the umpire making no mistake about it. He decides to immediately go and signaling it a wide.
Top edged it. Is there a fielder? It's the wicket keeper who's put it down. He did everything possible and all the efforts to reach to the ball, and at the very last moment he couldn't grab it.
Clearly the captain seems disappointed. Even his fellow fielder suggesting that he was already there, he had reached, But he could not do it. Look at the response from the co-fielder. He's like, what were you doing? What were you thinking, dude?
Once again, a low full toss. This time around, trying to go hard, just Raj. Just gets a single. I must say, but such catches become very difficult. The sky has become very difficult. You can't judge the trajectory of the ball. When the ball is coming down, it comes down much quicker. You feel that it's coming towards you, but it leaves you like a meter away.
Absolutely, and under the lights, it becomes even more difficult for the fielders to get it right. White signal by the umpire was a little harsh, I would say. It would be interesting to see. It was not swaying much towards. I feel it might just have been inside. A little bit of a harsh call by the umpire here. But it's easy for us to judge from the comment box here, commentary box, but much more difficult for the umpire to judge with the naked eye on the field. That's a huge hit from Harendra Kerai. Interesting to see the signal from the umpire. Harendra asking for a no ball. It would be interesting to see umpires having a short discussion about it. Looked to me that it might have just gone above the waist, but it would be interesting to see. That's a no ball signal.
So the third umpire has given a verdict of a no ball. And not to forget, it was a boundary 6 of that delivery from Haran.
This is not what the doctor had just ordered for Ndovu Crushers.
I think the prescription went missing.
Absolutely. They just went out of medicine.
Or did they go to the wrong doctor?
Or maybe the wrong chemist. Well, honestly, you would feel for Ndovu Crushers right now. It's quite unfortunate. Things are not working out the way they would have wanted. Now this time he goes over extra covers. What a beautiful shot it is. One of the difficult shots to play in the game of cricket. Harendra loves that area. Extra bounce, going away. He makes no mistake. Hits it through the line. Hits it all the way. Out. It's out of the park. And that's a good 6 there from Harendra Kerai. 2 maximums from him already.
What a ball to come back. Sloppy there by the wicket keeper once again. It just doesn't look like it's his day today. It's a 250 up. 250 up for the Mahadev Strikers, and yet an over to go.
You know, this is the projected score was 248. This has already gone past 250. Tanzil not looking very happy with something. He was having a conversation with the umpire. Seems to be a little unhappy with something.
Could it be the decision of the no ball?
I don't really think so, because that's clearly been contested. There's a third umpire here. There's a replay here. With the technology, I'm sure the third umpire also reviewed it.
I think it's part of the game when you see such a total on board, when you don't have any frustration to give out to, it normally comes out to the umpires.
It's quite natural, and I know sometimes you have to feel also for the captain there. He's a captain. He was a bowler of that over. He was also looking to be consistent. He got the wicket of Viraj Deepak Jadhav. He wanted to pull the morale of his team up. He would have wanted to get another good tidy over, but not to be the case. Harendra had different plans. He decided to spoil the whole party, going after Tanzil Sheikh. But I'm sure all they would have, if I'm the captain, I would have just expect to finish this over and walk past and get on with my batting.
Definitely. For now, it's just a matter for the Ndovu Crushers to finish the last 4 deliveries, come back in the dressing room and focus on the second innings, plan their innings and how they can bat in.
So they need to believe, yeah. The important is for them to believe that this is possible, because this is a good wicket to bat. They have good attacking batsmen along with them. You're seeing one on the screen, Donta there. They have got Tanzil Sheikh. They've got Ganesh Masurkar. They've got good batsmen with them. So they should go look to attack, not get boggled, not look at it. Like we said yesterday, if you are able to get a good power play, 60 to 70 runs in the power play, and when you have 1 or 2 batsmen set there, then you would see this is a wicket where they can just back themselves and play through the shot. We have seen Tanzil Sheikh getting a beautiful 100 in T20 league in the past season or a couple of seasons ago. He's a great prospect, great young lad, brings in a lot of experience now. He's been playing the national squad. He's become a regular member of the squad. And if he gets a move on here, we can really see some great fireworks on the ground.
The one thing that the Ndovu Crushers need to understand, or then I think a bit slow there was the fielder, and once again giving a welcome boundary. For this particular over, I feel that Ganesh has done all the best that he could do. His bowl, whatever he has bowled to, has been the brilliant of bowls so far. He's bowled them to the line and length. He's variated the pace. It's just unfortunate that today the Mahadev Strikers are on a different level.
I am just, Ganesh looks like he just wants to finish his delivery and go back to the pavilion, because this is absolute carnage. I can feel for the Ndovu Crushers fielders. I can feel for the Ndovu Crusher bowlers.
A short ball outside the off. There's no fielder available there. And a welcome boundary. And look at that for a total 264 runs in 20 overs.
If this is to be chased down, this would be the biggest chase of both the seasons since the inception of this tournament, Raj.
Definitely. One thing I must say is the Ndovu Crushers need to keep their chins up.
Can you hear the crowd? They say Har Har Mahadev. You can see the chanting there. You can see the slogans, and their team is pumped because they've just took us to witness the biggest total ever this tournament has produced.
Everyone on this ground definitely giving a standing ovation to the Mahadev Strikers. Look at this for the Mahadev Strikers, waiting for the batsmen all the way to the changing rooms. And look at that, Harendra Kerai down there, a total of 265 runs. The coach, David Asiji, the shortest of all, but very energetic, and his happy faces.
A pocket dynamite, if I may say so.
Definitely. So the Mahadev Strikers, as I was saying, in terms of the run chase, the Ndovu Crushers need to have their chins up. They need to see the last 2 games, the amount of runs have been scored on this wicket. Runs have been scored. The previous day, 175 runs, chased in 14 overs, 209 runs, goes to the wire, 207 runs till the end. Today, 265. So this wicket has been a run-scoring wicket.
This wicket has been a belter of a pitch for the batsman. This can't get better. What a wicket. What we have witnessed, ladies and gentlemen, 264 runs at the end of 20 overs from Mahadev Strikers. We'll be shortly back for the chase from Ndovu Crushers.
So in for the second innings. And look at the way to start the second innings. Sagar Malapati on the pads from Jasraj Kundi has been flicked for a 6. Drifting down the leg side, and look at the pickup shot. The bottom arm coming in action. The opening pair for the Ndovu Crushers, Sagar Malapati and the captain himself, Tanzil Sheikh. The outside edge carrying to the keeper. The batsman really not happy about this. The umpire's finger has been raised. The Mahadev Strikers taking early breakthrough. Sagar Malapati losing his wicket. So replacing Sagar Malapati to the crease is Ganesh Masurkar, a very promising batsman for the Ndovu Crushers, to face Jasraj Kundi. What a ball to start with by Jasraj. Getting the outside edge of the mark is Ganesh with a single. That's the ball passing just on the side of the batsman. A good over so far for the Mahadev Strikers. 7 runs and a wicket with the last ball to come in action. So end of over number 1. The Ndovu Crushers 8 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Early wicket for Jasraj Kundi, picking up Sagar Malapati after the first ball was sent out of the park. So second over comes in is Purushottam Vakaria, who has been one of the pick bowlers for the Mahadev Strikers, a contender of the leading wickets column for the Mahadev Strikers. Tanzil Sheikh straight away charging down, goes over the point region, opening his account with a boundary 4. Tanzil Sheikh, someone who goes with full power, definitely will love batting on such a wicket where the ball comes to the bat very much easily. The outside edge, the fielder couldn't get the hands on it, and it's a lifeline for Tanzil Sheikh.
So flicked by Ganesh. A leg by signal there by the umpire. Hit straight by Ganesh. They will definitely have to go for it in whatever circumstances. A short delivery there. The boundary has been protected well. 10 runs of the over so far. That is hit up in the air over the pavilion for a 6. Hit straight by Ganesh, which is best at. For the previous matches, he's hit the boundaries in the power play overs, just in the same area, just moving towards the off stump, giving a good reach. That's a nasty blow to Jasraj Kundi. In swing delivery to Ganesh. Not getting the flick shot well. Hitting the pads. Over once again, a similar kind of a shot. Over the covers for Tanzil Sheikh. So Tanzil looking fire here. Flick shot towards the leg side. And another 6. That was a fabulous shot there by Tanzil. That's a good damage there by their own logo. A great shot by Tanzil.
The Ndovu seems to have just lost a part of its tusker.
Between the point and the third man.
Vishal, this is Tanzil Sheikh bringing the crowd alive, bringing his team alive. The team is charged. He is taking the attack to the opposition. 2 back-to-back sixes. And now follows it up with a boundary. We might just have a great game in our hands the way this is shaping up. And this is what the crowd would love to see. This is what the Ndovu Crushers would love to see, because they would not want to go down without a fight, because this is a very crucial encounter for them.
I think they will not be having a pressure on what the score has been put on the board. They're just coming in, just throw the bats, and somewhere something is going to work out. And obviously the way with Tanzil and Ganesh have started, I still feel the power play will still be on a massive score on the board. As we wait, still 3. Short delivery up in the air. Lands into no man zone. Just a single.
This is Tanzil back on strike. 8 balls, 27. He is looking. He's not just looking. He's already cut himself loose. It would be interesting to see Purushottam versus Tanzil. Hits it hard and between the fielders. This is good cricket. Low full toss. Pierces it between the point and the cover fielder, and it had four runs written all over it the moment it left his bat. Purushottam steaming in again to Tanzil. Steps out, pulls it. That's yet another 6. He is dealing in 6 as Vishal. We have already stood up our chairs wanting to watch this innings. He's already brought the crowd alive. And behind him are the supporters of Ndovu Crushers. And he is doing some serious crushing here.
Tanzil looking very powerful here. Anything coming to his zone.
Are you watching the score? Am I seeing it right, or is there a mistake there? It's 3.3, 60 runs. My fellow commentators, Raj cannot believe what he's seeing here. He's got no words. The cameraman has got no words. They have been treated to some enormous, some unprecedented, unbelievable hitting. This ball is flying, ladies and gentlemen. If you are anywhere watching this live, come right here at Sri Kachilaya Patel Samaj, because we've got fireworks and it is not Diwali yet.
Power pack performance here from the Mahadevs, followed by another shot there by Tanzil, just bouncing short of the boundary.
Well, we've just seen today that the fastest 50 of 17 deliveries, but this is again getting threatened here, Vishal. We have seen the biggest attendance today, and we know why it is. We are seeing the best game possible of this tournament so far.
Aye, that's a massive hit offside field. A huge hit.
Right now, this is such good cricket. Right now, this is such good cricket. Purushottam steaming in. Purushottam steaming in. Seems to be a bit of a miss hit. Finds a fielder. But they still managed to get 2 runs. 49 of 13 deliveries. What an inning so far from Tanzil. Captain leading from the front. While it was Chirag Sisodiya who was doing the damage. Now it's Tanzil Sheikh doing it for Ndovu Crushers, crushing the opposition bowlers so far in this game. Go nowhere. We are watching an incredible game of cricket which is shaping up here. While the game is still long way to go, but it's already 72 runs. What a power play this has been. It's the average is almost 18 runs per over. This is sensational hitting. And this is explosion. And now the experience of Chirag Sisodiya. He realizes that he needs to lead from the front. He needs to bring his A game. to find some sort of a tablet or a quick fix for Mahadev Strikers, because there's a spin bowling coming. Shortish delivery, swing down the leg side, given the punishment, and this time Ganesh Masurkar coming into action. This is serious hitting. This is one of its kind, and mind you, Vishal, these are not cross-batted or harsh or very bad hitting. These are classy shots, good shots, some good cricket executed by the batsman here.
Very much a cameo here by Ganesh. Short ball, not getting it right. So here we are.
Chirag versus Tanzil. This is going to be a good contest. Captain versus captain. Experience of Chirag Sisodiya and the experience and the brutal hitting of Tanzil Sheikh.
Here we go. Short delivery up in the air. And Tanzil misses his.
Chirag is pumped. We just missed the fastest 50. He was on 49 from 13, but what an innings. Take a bow. What an innings from Tanzil Sheikh. A great catch, and Nitin doesn't missing, and this is what a celebration from Chirag. He is pumped. He knows this was a great wicket, and Tanzil doing the damage that he was expected. He's already given them a great start. Are we going to see Don't I here early? What is your prediction today?
So we have Mehul Hassani walking in. A very soft-handed shot here by Tanzil. He should have gone full force. So captain to captain has done the damage.
And you see the Mahadev Strikers. Their crowd is pumped. There was a big shout going out between, a good contest going out outside between Mahadev Strikers supporters and the supporters of Ndovu Crushers. But the match is still on. On one side we have Ganesh Masurkar. Now we have come Mehul Hassani. I'm sure Mehul is also, the way he's come on the crease, he looks like he wants to deal with some heavy blows.
He will definitely go for it. And with this kind of a wicket, a great batsman would convert this into a longer innings the way Chirag had done. And with the follow of another wicket up in the air, second wicket.
The same fielder, the same result. Nitin Arvind getting his second catch under the lights. It's a good catch from him under pressure. Second wicket now, and it is the captain who's got two back-to-back wickets, and he's on a hat-trick. It's all happening. We saw 6 boundaries being hit in this in a single over. We saw the fastest 50 today. Will we see the first hat-trick of the tournament? Anything can happen here. Who is walking in? Yes, this is some power. Hiten Vikaria, Tonta. He is coming in, ladies and gentlemen. This, if he gets going, there will be no place for hiding in this whole ground, because he hits many a mile. It would be interesting to see how he plays, because he knows only one way, either my way or highway. And this is what his team would expect him to do in this game.
But remember, he's facing an hat-trick ball. What would be the reaction from Hiten as we speak?
I don't think he's going to care about it much. Knowing Hiten, I'm sure you know him much better than I do. He's not going to be bothered about it, but he just defends it. But I'm sure he's just looking at his first few deliveries before he decides to launch.
Let's wait for this launch. A quicker one from Chirag. So signs of a relief here for Mahadev. Just 5 runs of the over and doing the damage to the wicket side.
It's all happening as Raj was mentioning to me. 5 runs after being hit, hammered for 72 runs. In 4 overs, you come back on the 5th over or to a shorter boundary. Very good observation. Gives only 5 runs and gets 2 wickets. Ganesh is on strike. The previous over, he looked dangerous. He attacked Purushottam Vikari, and I'm sure the message would be very clear to them. You go after it. There is no stopping. There's no respite. Because, mind you, you're not chasing 200 runs. You're chasing a massive total here. They still need 188 runs from just 90 deliveries.
Still 12 of the overs so far. A good shot there by... Good pick up there by Chirag. Just throwing.
Vishal, this game is really interesting. I almost ended up biting my cheeks. But I'm telling you, this game is really interesting.
This kind of games is what the crowd will definitely be looking at. Up in the air. Is the fielder protected there? Yes, just keeping 1 run.
It brings Donta back on strike. The favorite man of Sri Kachileo Patel Samaj. He has played some destructive innings for them. And the Ndovu Crushers would be hoping him. And he's a cool customer. Holds a very cool head above his shoulder. Doesn't bother much. But it will be interesting how he's going to approach Purushottam, because Purushottam hits the deck. Gets a little bit of extra end. He's coming from the school end. But mind you, it's a different wicket now. And it would be interesting to see how Donta plays this over. Donta has a huge fan following in the Ndovu Crushers team. A lot of people also having crush on him.
So we have a deep square leg there for Donta. What do you expect is, I expect a bouncer will be bowled to Donta. And there you go! A well-picked shot here. Opening the account with a boundary, hit in.
Donta has thrown caution to the winds. He is saying, I'm here. It doesn't matter which part of the ground you're going to bowl into. I'm going to go after you, and that message is very clear. He starts his account. If he gets going, boy, you are going to in for a great evening today. That's a skyer. There's a fielder converging under it. But it's a misfield. It's a drop catch. It's all happening here. The whole of Ndovu Crushers would have had their heart in their mouth when it went up. This would have been a huge relief for the Ndovu Crushers and also for Donta himself. His wicket here could have meant that Ndovu Crushers would have gone on a back step, but not to be the case. Luck, a bit of luck which he needed today, is favouring him. Now it's interesting to see what he makes out of it. It was hit very high in the air. Purushottam walks in again. Yes, that's a shot of a delivery, slower, picked well by Donta. Slashed it hard between the point and the cover fielder. The moment it left his bat, it was like a bullet. It was like a tracing bullet. The fielder not trying to put his hands on it. He was even completely dismantled from his position. Trust me, we are in for a great game. Look at the score of the power play, 88 runs.
Prasad, the crowd is not ready to move from here, as most of them having work tomorrow. But I don't see anyone moving from here.
I think we are even commentating, standing up from our chairs just to catch every bit of this excitement. He missed it. If that would have connected, his bat swing. He's got an amazing bat swing. Possibly if you had a device to measure the speed of the bat swing, he would be clocking up right up there. But as long as he's there, Ndovu Crushers would still fancy their chances of crushing down any score here. This is a game that the crowd is not even moving out of their seats. Everybody is there, savoring every bit of this game. And what a game, ladies and gentlemen, we are having. Even my Siri is excited to see this game.
Where the 6th, 7th over, the field opening up. Prasad, from here, will we see a slowdown or we'll just see the same momentum as is been there in the power play overs?
For the Ndovu Crushers, unfortunately, they do not have any option to slow down. But it would be interesting how they're going to approach. Because, you see, they've got a great start now. Now, the run rate is still 12, unfortunately. So, they would want to hit a boundary or a maximum on the first couple of deliveries. This was close here. That was too close. It's all happening. That's a
In
slot.
the air! And good catch.
Chirag Sisodiya celebrating the way he celebrates. There's a wicket here. He gets wicket number 3. And this time it's Ganesh Masurkar who will have to walk. Viraj. Or is it Nitin or is Viraj who gets it this time? Looks like Viraj. It is Viraj. Yeah, Viraj, number 26. Not making any mistakes. Supporting his captain who's been very good. He's been the one who's looked to put the brakes on the scoring machine, saying thank you loudly, celebrating the way he celebrates. Har Har Mahadev, he says. And Mahadev Strikers gets their next wicket, courtesy Captain Chirag Sisodiya. And what a spell he's bowling in a game where the power play has gone for 88 runs. Look at Chirag Sisodiya's number, 1.2 overs, 3 wickets and gives away only 5 runs. This is great bowling from the captain, leading from the front. Everything is right for him throughout the tournament. In the break, we were just having I've seen Raj and Vishal going up to him, having a jovial conversation, and he's saying it's just that things have just been working as if someone from top has been blessing him, that everything goes right for him right now.
So Vishal Patel just walking in before Ravi Rabadia.
Donta trying to get onto the strikers, and he knows that he would fancy himself going after the spinners. He loves going after the spinners. But unfortunately, Vishal, for the Ndovu Crushers, even if there's a couple of overs which ends up at 5 runs per over, suddenly the run rate again pushes up. You see now, this over, 1 run, and you see the current run rate has dropped down, and the required run rate again gone past 13. It was 12 at the beginning of this over. So they cannot slow down at any given point in time. Last ball of the over, Donta on strike. He's very careful there. He doesn't want to take his chance against the best bowler, Chirag Sisodiya. Gets past strike. Sensible batting because he knows he doesn't want to go after Chirag because everything working right for Chirag. I don't think it would be a great idea for him to be attacking Chirag. He should be looking forward to attack the other bowlers because the other bowlers have been going for runs in comparison to what Chirag has been doing. Everything seems to be working right for Chirag right now.
And coming to bowl over number 8, none other than the man with the fastest 50, Viraj Deepak Yadav. Are they going to bowl in partnerships with Chirag?
I have a feeling that Donta might go after Viraj because he would have seen him in the previous overs, previous matches as well. Viraj went for runs. They would not want to attack Chirag, who's doing everything right for now at the moment. He's varying his speed, he's varying his length, hitting the right area. His fielders are supporting him well.
Remember,
this over might go in for a big over because they would need it. You see, the run rate has again crept up because of a good over from Chirag.
At this particular stage and with a score such a score on board, a dot ball is going to push all the run rate. Every dot ball is going to push the run rate way higher and higher and higher.
Donta tries to hit it carefully. He sees some turn, so he would want to watch a couple of deliveries from Viraj before deciding to go after him. We shall pushes it towards the long on fielder. There's a slight misfield. Will they be going for the second run? They don't take the chance.
So Prasad, you said yes, Viraj could go for runs, but do remember he's bowling from an end where the ground is longer, the boundary is longer. So even if the batsmen want to hit, they have to go with the full power. Outside, the inside out shot from Hiten Vekaria, and it's a welcome boundary for Hiten.
He decided to just punch it. He slaps it because he didn't go for it full. He stops it there.
But look at that for a change. He was trying to go straighter or on the onside. At the last very moment, he changes the face of the bat, pushing it to extra covers.
Absolutely. And that's also is because of the bat swing. He's got a very high arm bat swing and an excellent follow through.
Look at his back lift.
Enormous amount of power when he hits it.
He's got a very high back lift as well. That allows him to generate the power to go for the ball.
And he plays it very late, creating a lot of impact, which also allows, because of the weight transfer. Now there's a good sweep shot. Hits hard. There's a fielder there, Jasraj Kundi. He makes no mistake. Collects it comfortably and throws it back to the bowler. They still managed to get a single. This over so far has been 8 runs. If they could get a boundary or a maximum of this delivery, then they would have considered this to be a good over. Donta tries to hit it. He steps down, but the ball dips on him. There's a slight misfield there, but they makes it comfortably for the second run. 10 run score of the over, and that's the end of over number 8. And the score is 100.
At the very same scenario at 8 overs, the Mahadev Strikers were also on the 100-run mark.
But if you look at the power play, was this the fastest number or the highest number of runs scored in this power play?
Definitely. The Mahadev Strikers during the power play were 66 runs. Today we could see the Ndovu Crushers at a total of 88 runs.
What has invariably happened over the last 3 days is that we've seen records being broken. Records after records being broken. We saw a fantastic first century of the tournament this Saturday. We saw the fastest 50, followed by a great innings from Mohit Java yesterday. The highest run chase, unfortunately they fell short by 2 runs. And today we saw the highest number of runs scored in the first innings. And also the fastest 50. 6 fours hit, 6 boundaries hit in 1 over. And now the fastest power play.
And we just missed another fastest 50, but just by a whisker.
Absolutely. Tanzil, the way he was playing, he was belting every ball that was coming his way. He was just walking past the commentary box and he looked very upset and disappointed with himself because he knew that if he would have connected it well, this was another sixer.
I feel if Tanzil was still batting, the score would have been 150 plus.
Yeah, definitely, because he was looking to hit every ball past the boundary.
Playing at a strike rate of over 300 for his 49.
Absolutely. This is some serious power, serious hitting we saw today. We have a game where everybody are going for runs and we have Chirag Sisodiya. He looks like a totally different bowler.
It looks like the pitch is just a different for Chirag and not the same for the rest.
Even when he's batting, it's the same. And even when he's bowling, it's the same. It looks a different wicket when he bats. It looks a different wicket when he bowls.
I think it's the magical hands of Chirag. And he has understood the wicket in a nice way. He's come and bowled his 3 overs right in the trot. I wouldn't be shocked he coming and bowling his 4th straight away.
He might just come, but I'm sure the Ndovu Crushers are doing the right thing. They've realized that Chirag has got only 1 more over and which will expose the rest of the team, and they would really want to go after the rest of the bowlers because Chirag so far has been the pick of the bowlers for their team. However, suddenly we've seen 2 overs where the run race has been dipped down. Of course, the previous over they had 10 runs, but this was another clinical over from Chirag, pushing the run rate down to an 11 runs per over, and now the required run rate has gone up to 14 runs. But if I had witnessed one hell of an innings from Donta in our recently concluded NPL tournament. I was lucky enough that he was playing for my team. But now it would be interesting to see if he can produce something similar here.
He scored a 80 of just 30 balls. Up in there is a fielder underneath it. And it's a massive 6 there from Donta.
It is a maximum from the bat of Donta. You know, he hits it very high in the air. Yes, as you rightly said, he scored 81 runs. We lost by 2 runs. But that was one hell of an innings that he scored. He was hitting 6s after 6s, all areas of Simba. At least 6 balls were lost in that massive innings of his. And his team, Ndovu Crushers, would be expecting him to do something similar today if they were to make men's out of this chase.
And I had even broke a windscreen of a car passing by Simba.
He did that. Guides it. He wanted a run. It could have been a risky run. He's already got a 6 of the first delivery. If he can get 1 more maximum in this over. I think he's bowling a googly there. A straighter one. But he's not bowling onto the stumps. He doesn't want to go onto his stumps because he knows he's very strong there. He goes outside the off stump. Donta steps down but doesn't connect it well. Still gets it to the fielder for a single 7 runs. If they could get 1 or 2 boundaries more, this could be a very good over for the Ndovu Crushers.
I'm very amazed for Donta stepping down to the spinners. Otherwise, he likes playing from his ground. Look at that for a shot from Vishil. This time round, Vishil charges in. What a magnificent 6 that is.
A big maximum from the hands of Vishil. He doesn't look like a big man. But boy, what a beautiful timing. Gets under the ball, hits it high in the air. And there was only place it could go. And that was way over the boundary rope.
Those are the quick hands of Vishil.
This is so far been a great over for Ndovu Crushers. We are getting to the last ball of this over. Full toss. Vishil would be not very happy how missed out. Yes, and his expression shows it. He would have wanted it to hit past the extra cover fielder. There was a gap there. This was 4. The moment he would have hit it past the extra cover fielder. Brings us to the strategic timeout. End of 10 overs. 117 for the loss of 4 wickets.
So back after the strategic timeout, Prasad, at this very stage, the Mahadev Strikers were just at 120 runs.
Don't going. There's an appeal here and it's given. This is a big wicket here.
Was there an inside edge?
We do not know. There's no review here. But I might have a feeling that it was just missing leg. But it would be interesting because umpire has already given his decision. In the course of the game, this could have a huge impact on this game because he was looking to let loose.
So I was just saying that the Mahadev Strikers at this very stage were 120 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. So in terms of the runs, the Ndovu Crushers and the Mahadev Strikers have been equally balanced. The only way they are off is in the wickets
Interesting
column.
to see. Yeah, it hits him at the back. Yeah, the back leg, yeah. And could be a very close decision. Looks like out. He wanted to, it was a straighter delivery. He wanted to go towards the cow corner. Misses it completely and the umpire had no doubt in giving it. He had also shuffled towards his off stump, so the entire wicket was being covered. He was trying to do a review. Unfortunately, there's no review here for LBW.
I think he was trying to gesture to the umpire that I got an inside edge on it, man. Very unhappy, but it is what it is.
Was there an inside edge? Did it look like an inside edge?
From where we are, very difficult to say, but I would say not really, as we thought so. And the way it looked like was definitely plumb.
But now now it looks like a mammoth total, because with Tanzil getting back into the pavilion, Ganesh going back, and now I think the umpire is insisting for helmet.
It's the new rules of the ICC that have been implemented. Whether it is a medium pacer, whether it is a pace bowler, the batsman definitely has to wear a helmet. Those are the new rules.
The umpires are getting into the game. As per the rules, he will have to wear the helmet. There could be, Hashin has to be very careful here, because if the fielding team appeals for a timeout, there could be a problem here. But the helmet being served, the opponent team, in the spirit of the game, does not appealing. Hashin being served with a helmet here. He needs to wear one. So Hashin Warsani on strike, and Mansukh Warsani would be bowling. We saw yesterday Mitesh Sangani and Pankaj Sangani, brothers, going against each other in the clash that went all the way to the wire. This could have actually, or still can, provided one batsman has to step up and take the attack to the opposition. Vishal Patel stepping down the track, finds the fielder Nitin Arvind there. He's already been clinical on the field, taking back-to-back catches, 2 catches on his captain's bowling, who seemed to be a totally different bowler in comparison to his peers. So far, this over seems to be a good over. And with each passing delivery, which is a dot ball, the run rate is really creeping up steeply. At the moment, it's gone to 15.93, almost 16 runs needed every over. And with half of the side back in the pavilion, it wouldn't be an easy task. And this has been a great over in the context of the game for Mahadev Strikers from Mansukh Varsani. He comes in and bowls a brilliant over, gives away only 1 run and picks up 1 wicket, the prize wicket of Hiten Vekaria Donta. Donta was throwing caution to the winds. He was looking aggressive there. He was poised. He was composed. Unfortunately, there was different plans from the bowler.
Coming in to bowl the 12th over for Mahadev Strikers,
Nitin comes in to bowl from the school end. Vishal must be looking to attack. He has to attack. They are not going to get anything by getting singles. They need those boundaries and sixes. Short delivery. Hits it high in the air. Finds a place between the two fielders. 4 runs to start the over. This is not how Nitin would have wanted to start the over. Vishal might fancy his chances in this over. Nitin hits a shortish delivery. A bit of pace offered. A quicker delivery from him. And Vishal goes after it. He wants to go through the shot. He knows the wicket is still very good to bat on. Another short delivery, but this time he finds the fielder. Pradeep Jasani, a good fielder. They take only a single. So far, Nitin has been bowling shortish deliveries. He was lucky enough to be able to not give away another boundary. It would be interesting to see how this time he gets on the money. A quicker delivery, bit of a turn. Rushes Harshin. I think he holds his bat very high up. He wants to go through the shot. And I think predominantly bottom hand dominated. And he wanted to belter that one. But he's bowled it much quicker than that was expected by Harshin. Gets him a single. Interesting to see how Vishal plays this last ball of the delivery. Second last ball. Hits it. He would have expected to pierce the gap between the backward point and the point. But he holds on to the point fielder. No runs taken here. After being hit for a boundary on the first delivery, this is good comeback by Nitin. Oh, there's a misinterpretation. But good fielding by Viraj. But he couldn't stop the ball from sailing past the boundary. Bowler not really looking very happy. He misread the ball completely. There was turn. He lost his balance. And once it was past him, it would go all the way to the boundary. The supporters of Mahadev Strikers, they would have expected Viraj to stop it. But before he could stop it, it went past the boundary rope. This brings Mansukh Varsani back. He bowled a brilliant first over, giving away only 1 run and picking the wicket of Hiten Vekaria. It's quite quite difficult to play bowlers who've got a lot of variation. We saw a young lad, Anil Gorasia, who looked very impressive in his previous games. He was varying his speed, varying his length while he was bowling. Umpire gives it wide. Adds another run. So far, this has been a great chase from Ndovu Crushers. They've not crumbled down, but I feel they've just lost a little too many wickets. That's hit high up in the air by Hashin Varsani. It goes past. He hits down the ground, out of the ground. That's another sixer. A maximum from Harish Varsani. Hashin Varsani, I beg your pardon. For Ndovu Crushers, they would be hoping him to get many more of those, because they still have a long way to go. Another 136 runs needed from just 48 deliveries. A good delivery, not allowing Harshin to free his arms. In swinging Yorker. It's a good comeback from Mansukh after being hit for a 6. Vishal, I feel Ndovu Crushers would be a little disappointing, having lost 5 wickets.
Another straight hit by Haseen. And that has been dropped by Jasraj Kundi. Not judging it well, Jasraj. Towards the leg side. Just a single to Haseen, with Vishal Patel looking good here. Can he convert these 2 deliveries?
His teammates applauding him, instilling the much needed self-belief in him that he can do it. And he hits it high in the air. It's a skyer. Fielders converging under it. Nitin Arvind makes no mistake. He's been the pick of the fielders today. He has looked to take every catch that has come his way, and he's an excellent fielder. And he proves it one more time why he is one of the safest hands in the outfield. Gets another catch. It was hit very high in the air. But that's the end of Vishal Patel. The sun is slowly setting upon Ndovu Crushers. And the architect of this would be the captain, Chirag Sisodiya, leading from the front with the bat and now with the ball for Mahadev Strikers. It's a mammoth chase, Vishal. I think for someone who just look into the run rate, it would definitely look very, very tough, having lost 6 wickets. Tanzil looked good for his 49 from 17 deliveries. Tonta looked good for a short cameo.
Ndovu Crushers on 130
Ganesh Masurkar was looking to attack. Vishil also looked good. But in a chase like this, you would need at least two of your batsmen scoring more than 70-75 runs past. Unfortunately, not happening for Ndovu Crushers.
Definitely had a good start. They should have at least slowed down their wicket. The wicket column keeps on increasing. And as the wicket column increases, also the run rate required also increasing, since the wicket is spinning them down.
Crowd also very silent right now. When this power play started, when this innings started, it was raining sixes from the bat of Tanzil Sheikh. At the end of the power play, there were 88 runs. But unfortunately, losing out a lot of wickets, which didn't allow the Ndovu Crushers to consolidate on a great power play that they had got. Jasraj streaming in. Some room for Ravi Rabadia. He gets off strike, brings in Harshin back on strike. There's a bit of seam and swing, wild swing from Harshin. He was trying to target cow corner, but the ball was swinging away. I think at this point in time, Mahadev Strikers will be feeling very confident to win this game, unless something else comes up from the bat of Harshin Varsani or Ravi Rabadia. A wild swing there. A bit of swing for Jasraj Kundi. And he goes across. Holds on to the keeper Harendra Kerai, who makes no mistake. Faint edge. Harendra carrying comfortably. It's a regulation catch for him. Harshin is back in the pavilion. With that, Ndovu Crusher losing the 7th wicket for 141 runs. It's a mammoth chase right now. It's a mammoth total. Brings in Yash Talati. Looks quite difficult for them right now at this point in time, having lost 7 of their main batsmen. Is a good young prospering talent, Yash Talati. A very good left arm spinner, but his team would be expecting some batting skills from him in this game. But unfortunately, as a batsman, if you're walking in, you don't have any time, because you are looking at 124 runs with just 37 balls remaining. This was a time where you needed at least one of the batsmen to be having a score of 70-75 runs, who could take the charge to the opposition. Vishal.
I think that was the case. Could be a different situation if either Ganesh or Tanzil could have been there. Someone needed to bat deep into the innings. And maybe a bit of a show, maybe from Mehul or Hiten or Vishil could have boosted these innings.
In 36 balls.
So some sloppy fielding there by Pushottam. Hit straight. Not in the hands of Jasraj Kundi. Once again sloppy there by Jasraj Kundi. Seems like the ball following him too much today. Not converting any wickets for the bowlers. Short delivery, slower one. Ravi trying to play across. That is why with that single 151. So 152. So flick shot there by Yash Talati. A good stop there by Pushottam. So coming to bowl his final over, Chirag Sisodiya. He has been the pin down for the Mahadev's 11 runs given, 3 crucial wickets taken. So low full toss to Ravi Rabadia. Not executing it right. Final 2 balls of Chirag's spell. Up in the air. Attempt catch. Fumbling. That was Pradeep Jasani. Not getting the second attempt right. So good spell there by Chirag Sisodiya. 18 runs, 3 wickets.
We're trying our best to keep our energy quite high at the com box. Unfortunately, the game does not spanning out to the way we were expecting this. We were expecting a dramatic photo finish with the way Tanzil Sheikh had started the knock with a blistering innings of his. But a great spell from the captain himself spoils the party for Ndovu Crushers, and since then it has been a consistent downfall. Mansoor Gursani bowling well so far, getting 2 wickets, important wicket of Donta, who was looking to take the attack to the opposition. If he would have stayed in longer, we would have had a great match. With 7 wickets down, it will only be a regulation. They would be expecting to at least get to a 200 runs with still 22 deliveries. Even if they get 22 runs and not get themselves all out, they would still get almost to a 190. In the interest of run rate, if Ndovu Crushers still have to make it to the final 4, they would be hoping to not lose this by a big margin. and not get themselves all out. Vishal?
I think a 200 mark score would be at least on a safe side for their run rate. I know it's not easy, but they are trying too much here to at least get to that 200 mark.
This has been not a great outing for Ndovu Crushers, especially after starting. They looked like they were going to crush Mahadev Strikers, but unfortunately not the case to be. Width offered. He had cut it. There's a fielder there.
So that was the final delivery bowled by Mansukh Varsani. Also being economical. Just 29 runs in 4 overs. So Kishan Pindoria, the new bowler in for Mahadev Strikers. Trying to bowl outside the off stump. Over the covers for Ravi Rabadia, and a 6. Up in the air. Is there a field underneath? This time around is Jasraj Kundi. Again the ball following him. And this time he gets hold of that catch.
Mahadev Strikers inching one step more closer to the victory. And by virtue of this victory, which I'm sure they would be already sensing, they would be straight up there at the top of the table as the table toppers and the leaders when all the teams have almost gone past 3 games.
Final 14 deliveries to come in. Full toss down leg. Haren behind the wicket had no idea on how to catch that behind the wicket. Just being surprised. Once again down leg. This time around Haren getting underneath. Almost getting a run out here, Yash Talati. That's knocked off for Yash Talati. Ball coming in for Dinesh from Kishan Dinesh.
Mahadev Strikers picking up the 9th wicket.
So getting an inside edge here, Yash Talati. And Lucky will have the final batsman walking in. Bhavin Kara. Sorry, Sahil Halai. The reversal has the decision of the scorer posting in. So final 12 deliveries here. Will they manage to get past the 200 score? So just a single of this over so far. So the crowd have started moving out. Looks like the two batsmen are willing to complete the 20 overs without giving them a wicket. Final delivery of Jasraj Kundi over the covers from Sahil Alai. Boundary 4. So Pushottam Vekaria coming in to bowl the final over.
Coming in to bowl the last over for Mahadev Strikers.
Both the batsmen at the center. Not even in the frame, Sahil Halai. So final delivery here from Pushottam. Remember, they have not marked the 200 total. So that's the end of the game. And Mahadev Strikers have won by a 70 runs margin here. So game number 12 here done and dusted. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Good night.
the captain of Mahadev Strikers, Chirag Sisodiya. The man of the match award goes to, once again, the captain of Mahadev Strikers, Chirag Sisodiya. The most number of dot balls bowled in this game, total of 13, goes to Jasraj Kundi. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Join us tomorrow for match number 13 between Purple Cap and Palora Dragons at 7 p.m.